Hey everyone, Much Adventure here. I am doing a beginner's guide to Icarus for solo players mainly. This will also work if you're in co-op, but this is mostly a solo player tutorial. So I want to talk about basically what Icarus is, a little bit about the kind of the makeup of the game, and then we're going to get right into the first prospect. And then, we'll build stuff, we'll hunt stuff, we'll craft things, and I'll give you a general layout of how this game goes. Okay, so welcome in, everyone. This is Icarus. I've loaded up a brand new character here. This is past the character selection screen, so I've created him. I got him a cool little, tattoo over his eyes. And in Icarus, I mean, basically, how do you sum up the game is, how I would sum it up is, there's these prospects that you have to do, which is right here, right? So it's a survival game, number one. And as you can see, I've already done a whole bunch. There's some to be done, obviously, but I'm gonna pretend like I haven't done any of these ones, and we're just gonna start right from the very first mission. So basically, right, it's a survival game, and then you have various missions, like you have to set up different things, or you have to kill different animals, and each mission gives you kind of I don't know what you call it, but a currency. Each mission that you complete, you get this currency, and then you can use that currency to come over here and kind of craft some things, right? As you can see, I've already started crafting some stuff, so yeah. Let's go back here. So, when you enter a new world, let's just get right into it, actually. I think that gives you a little bit of a sum up, so let's get right into it. When you enter a new world in this game, we're going to start with the very first mission, which is Recon Forest Zone. Here we go. So you enter with basically nothing except the stuff that you have that you can create in that workshop that I just showed you. You can create stuff in the workshop, and then you can put it on your character, and then you take that into the world, and then you can take that back out. So you enter with nothing. You basically complete your mission, and then you come back in this little spaceship that we're in right here. And then you get whatever, whatever you were promised, whatever the reward is, that's kind of what you get after completing the mission. Now, I will say for beginners, there's a couple things here that are very crucial for starting your journey and just knowing in general. And I'll just get right into it. I mean, as soon as we get out here, we're going to start collecting just sticks, rocks, and, branches. Very, very basic stuff, so don't worry about this. As you see, you just come over here, you just press F. You can start collecting stuff. Anyways, what you have to know, guys, right off the bat, I will say, is this game is punishing for solo players. It punishes you immensely as a solo player, and that's because when you die, if you're playing in co-op, right? Basically, everything is in this game is easier in co-op. But if you're like me and you don't really want to play co-op, you want to do solo. You're gonna have to live with some of these things. So when you die, you take a massive XP loss. So you can see at the top left of my screen here, the XP that's being raised here, or gained, I guess. You gain XP by doing all these different things, right? Collecting stuff, crafting stuff. You'll be getting XP killing animals, right? And you'll take a huge XP deficit. So whatever that is at, if I die right now, that will become, that whole bar, that green bar will become red. And I'll have to dig myself out of that XP hole in order to keep leveling up. Right? So if you die, basically if you die in this game as a solo player, you get massively punished. It's ridiculous. Not only that, but you also lose your body. Your body, like as you can see, let me pull up the map here, right? So here's the map. Your body will just be here, and all your stuff will be on your body. And usually predators are the ones that are going to be, like, on your body. And whatever killed you is just going to be hanging out there. So making it going back, and then getting your body, and then you just die again, or you die on the way because you have no materials. It can make it an insanely frustrating game. Trust me, I've been frustrated so much on this game, but I keep coming back to it. It's ridiculous. I swear to God. Every time I think I'm done with this game, I pick it up again. And it's kind of like it wants you to play it like it wants you to play it. You can't play it your way. You got to play it Icarus's way, all right? That's the main thing you have to understand, is you got to play it Icarus's way. So what is Icarus's way? Well, what I learned is that, you know, let's see our mission, for example, this beachhead recon mission to the very left here. So we have to do a couple things. We have to hunt, gather, craft. We have to build a shelter and a bedroll, right? And as soon as we can do that, we can get out of here. Now, this is where the game becomes a catch-22 for a lot of beginners, myself massively included. It's when you first start the game, right? Because it's a mission-based game, and you lose everything when you start again, right? So I can make this beautiful, you know, base, gold, you know, glass, all this stuff, really upgraded, blah, 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 blah. Upgraded tools, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just gonna lose it all when I leave the world, right? As soon as I get back on that spaceship after I complete my missions, everything I've made here is gone. And the only thing that remains, which we'll get into in a second, is my character, right? Your talents. You're leveling up your character as you go. So you can see here, right? We have some basic crafting gear, and as you go, as you level up and you gain crafting points, right? You can keep crafting different stuff. I'll tell you all about what you want to craft and all that stuff shortly. And the same goes for talents, right? So as you're leveling up, your character gets talents. These you keep. So you keep your talents when you head back, and you also keep your tech tree when you head back. If you're playing solo, you see how there's, you know, you got survival, construction, combat. Then there's a solo category here. It's pretty good. It gives you a little bit of a boost, and these don't work if you're playing co-op, by the way. So only if you're playing solo do these work. So if you have a character and you want to eventually play co-op, I would recommend not doing these solo tech trees, because you cannot respec in this game at all, by the way. You have to. There's no respec. You click something wrong, you're... I mean, we're talking Diablo 2, 2002 era gaming here. Okay, so I don't want to get into that, the negativities of this game. I only want to focus on the tutorial aspect for this. Okay, so I've gathered a whole bunch of stuff, as you can see. You just hit F. It's very easy. You can actually hold F. You hold it down. I really love this for survival games. Right? There's a little deer over there. You hold F, so it's kind of like, you know. I just love that you don't... I just love that it's not like a tapping and holding thing. Anyways. Then you hit Tab. Tab brings up your inventory menu, or you can hit up O to craft some stuff, right? And the first thing we want to craft is every survival game's most basic tools. Stone pickaxe. We're going to get one of those going. Like so. Looks like we need to pick up some more stones to make the axe. Okay, so we got the pickaxe. Now we're going back in here, picking up the stone axe, crafting. So as you can see, I need 10 fiber, 4 sticks, and 6 stones. Stones, you find all that stuff on the ground. And now I guess I'll explain the survival systems of the game. So as we go over here into the inventory, and also down here on the bottom left. Oh, actually, my head's in the way. Hang on. Move myself here. Whoop. Let's just go over here. Let's go over here for now. Little bit back over there. So these are your, I guess, survival meters, I would call them, right? You got your hot and your cold down here. You have your health meter here. You have your O2, oxygen, which we'll get into in a second. And then you have your food and your water. I will say in Icarus, compared to a lot of other survival games, and if you're, you know, if you're a viewer of my channel, I play a lot of DayZ, so you don't really have to worry about survival elements in this game too much. There are storms, which we'll talk about in a minute as well, but you don't have to worry about the survival elements too much. I've never really found myself at a like panicking over anything. Maybe just water. Maybe water because I haven't, you know, you're traveling and you don't have any stuff and it's like early level. But oxygen and food, no, I've never found an issue. As you can see, just in that looting up kind of period when I was talking there, I've already gathered 10 wild berries, which gives you both water and food. So if you can go into your inventory here on your berries, you can right-click them. You can either consume the entire stack, which I'll probably just do because of whatever, or you can just consume one, and then you can split them, right? You can drop it, or you can destroy it. So let's just stack. There you go. There we go. And now let's talk about oxygen. So oxygen in this game, you need to replenish your oxygen because there's not enough oxygen on this planet. And you see here my meter's already going down. It obviously goes down just like food and water. Like the more like you're running and doing all this stuff, the more it'll go down. And you can see here we have a little slot in our inventory for it. So what you want to do is find these blue metal sources. Now they're also on the ground. which I'll go show you. So so you don't have to worry about having a pickaxe or whatever because they're also right there, as you see. And there we go. We leveled up. So yeah, there we go. Right, you can find oxygen everywhere in this game. I've never really had an issue with it. You just have to be kind of, when you go on, you know... our first wolf. In these situations, I haven't made a knife yet, which I really should. You know what? If he can't get me from here, maybe I will just go ahead and make that knife. No, you know what? I'm going to show you guys without a knife. So you take an axe, and I'll just show you really what happens. It takes a bit. It definitely takes a bit. And we'll collect all that stuff around him. So wolf is down. They're not really much of a challenge, to be honest, in this game, unless they hit you when you're least expecting it and your health is low. As you can see, it already took like half of my health, which is not good. And on top of that, there's bleed effects in this game. So if you're bleeding, it's really bad. So on that note, I'm going to make a stone knife, which makes, in my opinion, killing wolves very easy. Plus, you also need a stone knife to skin them and collect the resources. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a basic bandage in case I get hit. Simple as that. And let's go ahead. I don't really want the... Let's go ahead and get the bow. So this is the tech tree menu. As you level up things, it kind of, you know... As you can see, you need to hit certain levels for certain things, and as you level up things, you know, you get more stuff. Basically, it's that simple, right? So there's a lot of basic needs that you need to take care of first, and then over here we get into the building stuff, and then up here, as you can see, there's tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. In tier 4, that's where you're gonna find your hardcore stuff, right? You're gonna find your electric stuff. You are also going to find, you know, your hunting rifle. Oh. And, oh, geez. I believe we have another wolf. So, okay. Let's put that on hold for now. My lord. Here's the thing about animals in this game. They spawn nonstop and forever. They'll literally never stop spawning. Okay? That's all you need to know. Is that they'll never stop spawning. Anyway, so now that I've just crafted my knife, as you see there, what I did is, as you know, gain your tech tree, you can start crafting different stuff, and it'll just appear in your crafting window. Then you can hit craft over here. You can select how many you want to do, and you can select crafting different. So I'm actually going to go ahead and craft. Let's do 3 bandages, and you don't need to stay in this window. By the way, you can actually leave the window, and you're still crafting stuff. So animals will appear. By the way, you hold F to skin this wolf. And all animals. Animals will appear, wolves, for example, will appear if there's carcasses everywhere. So what you want to do is kind of get rid of them by skinning them. Right, so if you just leave dead animals there, they will... It's not a good thing, right? It drops raw meat, which you don't want to eat because you will get... there's a high chance you'll get food poisoning, which is not good, obviously. Okay. Now that that's done, let's get into the talent tree here, and oh my gosh, another wolf. You see? Wolves never stop in this game. I will say. They're just relentless. I don't know if it's the spawning of the wolves or what it is, but they're literally relentless monsters. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Okay, I gotta get to like a higher spot here if I'm gonna talk about... God. Anyways, but that's not bad because we just leveled up again. So, one thing I do want to talk about, if I can find my way up here, is healing. Healing in this game is not simple. I will tell you that. Healing in this game is not simple at all. And if you see, right, if we do a bandage, it doesn't really do anything. Unless you're bleeding. So, I just wanted to show you that for fun. Anyways, okay, what else can we talk about here while we're here? There's a couple things. The knife gets damaged very fast, super quickly. You can see down at the bottom there on the talent tree how damaged my knife already is. See these little bars, how they have little bars there? So what you want to do is make sure that you always have stones on you, and make sure that you always have like sticks and stuff, because you can actually repair things right here, right in the menu, just by... You hit tab, right? You go into your menu, and then you right-click here, click repair, and boom. Okay, yeah, one thing you're gonna have to get used to, and the reason this game is so absolutely punishing, is the animals, okay? You see how one wolf is not really an issue, but when they just keep coming and coming and coming and never stopping, that's when they become a huge issue. All right. Let's get down to the water. There's many. Here's the thing about this game. There's a lot of ways to cheese animals, but I want to show you guys, you know, the proper way to build up your character without resorting to cheese. And it is going to take a little bit of grinding, I will admit, but it's a much better result. Because honestly, the wolves aren't bad, but the bears in this game are unbelievable. The bears are literally unbelievable. Okay, like you can't even believe the bears. They'll just take you out in maybe 2 hits if you have no armor or anything. And like 2 hits, you're done. You never saw it. It just spawned in. It spawned a wolf beside it. Like you're screwed if you play this game. You know, and don't take the bears and the wolves and everything into consideration. You basically always have to be on your toes with the wildlife in this game. It's crazy. Okay, so we're in the water. Oh, my voice cracked there. We're in the water here. You can come right up to the water and you can drink it. There is a chance that you will get sick. And there's another way to avoid that problem. So what you can do is actually just go right in the water. You better get your knife out because there's going to be fish coming for us. Stab those... Yeah, dang fish. All right, there we go. And if you actually just dive in the water, you will... as you can see, my water meter is filling up. So you can actually gain water by doing this. So there you go. That's a little tip there. And you won't get sick drinking the water. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, but that is a thing that you can do. So, okay, water is filled up. Now you can see the O2. We need some O2. So open up your inventory. My oxygen's yellow now. Go over here. See the oxide here? What you can do is you can click it and drag it into your little oxygen thing. This thing will auto-use whatever's here to fill you up. So it'll make sure that you're not... You see how I just used one there? It'll make sure that you're never in the red as long as there's, like, stuff here. And it'll actually keep it pretty good. But since we're in the yellow, I'm just going to actually go ahead and right-click that. You see how it's using them slowly? And just consume the entire stack, because whatever. There's no point not to. Okay. So, let's get back into the talent tree. I have 2 talents that we can use, and I'm going to use them both on stamina. Now, you can do... You can choose any of these. I would honestly recommend, though, to start with the solo. Eventually, you can kind of get into the combat stuff, but I would recommend starting in the solo just because they're like kind of powerful for what they are, right? So this is based movement speed, which is kind of good for running animals. Just in general, there's a lot of running in this game. So just for like a quality of life thing, you might want that later. I like base stamina because that keeps you running longer as well, because your stamina lasts longer. And also for things like fighting and, you know, mining. And then obviously health, right? And as you go down, there's just a lot of really good solo things in here. So as I said, this is a solo-based tutorial. Yeah, so next up. Okay. Let's get into the tech tree. I've already made a bow. Kind of silly in hindsight because I didn't have any arrows for it, so this was kind of pointless. But let's make an arrow. Bone arrow. As you can see, I can't make... Or, sorry, stone arrow. I can't make the bone arrows yet. Because I have to be level 5 for that. And one thing I would say also is... as you level up in this game... I mean, if this is your first character, don't worry about it. But as you level up in this game, it gets very, very particular about... because you cannot take back any of these points. Hopefully in the future, they'll allow us to kind of respec, which would be nice. But you can't right now. So... You kind of have to be cautious about what you're getting. Don't get things that are like, I don't know. It's hard to even just say what to get and what not to get. I'll tell you what to get as a beginner for sure in this tutorial. Which my recommendations would be, yes, let's do, like, I can wait until level 5, right, to get a wood floor and kind of avoid the whole thatch thing. Which, in a way, you know what? I'm just thinking this out right now. Like, oh jeez, I just heard the sound. Gives you a little warning sound. That could have been my food getting low too. Okay. So thatch is obviously like, you know, sticks and fiber. You can create quick little shelters, which is not bad. And then there's wood, which you need trees for, right? The thing is, what I would do, and what I think I'm gonna do here, is let's go for thatch, and let's just keep it the most basic pieces, right? Okay. So you have to get the beam because it won't let you get anything else. So we're gonna get the beam. We're gonna get the floor. And I have 0 points available. But after that, I'm gonna get the wall. Because I'm looking back. Campfire would be useful, but I mean, we're gonna hit level 3 in no time. So you see how there we can just hit one of our little objectives. Leveled up, spend our blueprint and talent points. Okay. So now, let's get back into the inventory. Let's get into the crafting menu. Craft a bow. I don't think I crafted one yet, did I? No. Did not craft a bow yet. Craft a bow. Boom. Let's click those stone arrows. Craft the max. Click on max. I guess I can do 9 so far. I need probably more stone. Boom. Now we have... It'll just auto go in your bow. For the bow, you just hold right click. Then you hold left click. And then you let go of left click and it'll shoot stuff. That easy. And it's much... We got another friend here. Wow. Yeah, we're just gonna carve him up. Yeah, so the wolves just never stop, and it's a very frustrating thing in this game because. Okay, let me explain this now. I don't know if I even got to this yet. Actually, hang on. It's like the ADD tutorial of the world. Okay. Here, let's talk about this stealth. Okay, there is a stealth mechanic, kind of like Skyrim-ish, as you see that little eyeball icon there is not moving. So I can move. You basically crouch, and now I'm in stealth mode, right? You get 2.5 times damage boost by being in stealth and performing an attack. So it's a really good thing. You can see that little icon over the deer's head. If that fills up to the top, that means he sees me, right? And then he just bolts, right? Just like he just did. And then I no longer get that damage boost. So whenever you see animals, especially wolves, you don't want to let them come to you. You want to make the first shot on them because you're going to get that stealth damage boost. I'll find that out when we're hunting, but yeah, these are actually, I don't, you don't really need these to start off, these flowers and stuff, just because they're like higher end stuff, like antidote potions or whatever the hell you want to call it. So yeah, so what else in Icarus? So what is this game, right? What the hell are we doing here? Well, there's going to be other stuff that happens in this game. Basically, the game loop, as I said, is you do your missions, you survive while you're doing your missions. You know, you take out the animals that are trying to take you out. You're building shelters, and there's actually another little gameplay element in the game, which are storms. So a storm is a storm. I mean, there's all kinds. There's a windstorm, there's lightning storms, which can actually set your place on fire. Very insane. And what'll happen is a storm will roll in, and if you're not inside of shelter, which could be anything, you could be inside a cave, or you could actually even carve out like a giant rock that you want to get into, or your own place, right? Like your own little building. Is you'll start losing. You'll see this little bar, and you'll start losing health as it go, and you'll walk slower. So the storm element provides another little element of like, oh no, like, you know, shit's going down, and you gotta get inside, and you gotta figure something out. You gotta stop what you're doing and just get inside. Okay, so it looks like I'm running low right now on O2, so I'm gonna go up here. We're gonna make our way up here. I think I see, yeah, here we go. And you just take your pickaxe. This works for stones. This works for oxite, which is this oxygen stuff. And we're just gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna mine up for a little bit. I'll use this time to talk about what I wanted to say a while ago, which was, if on one hand you have these objective missions, right? On one hand you have these missions that say, go in, do this, get out, right? But the problem with Icarus is, if you do that, you will not level up your character to the point that you know they need to be in order to succeed in later missions. Because you know, as you progress through the game and as you progress through missions, eventually you'll be doing ice missions. You'll be doing like desert missions. There's also, you know, there's lots of stuff. There'll be different kinds of animals. Eventually they start throwing bears at you. Like literally the next mission after this, mission number 2, they throw two bears at once at you. Okay. Now, if you're a gamer like me, you look at the objectives. You complete them, and then you get the hell out of here, right? Like any other game. As soon as you're done, you leave. But in this game, if you do that, like I said, you're not going to level up. So in this very first mission, even though it looks super easy, we're just going to take that oxite and put that in here. I'm actually going to go ahead and consume that second stack there, and we should be good. Gonna also consume those guys. We'll cook the meat in a second here, and we can get some pumpkins going. Good for both water and food. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, level 1, even though it's a very easy objectives and there's not really much going on, you want to just stay here and do shit as long as you possibly can. That's what I'll say for level 1. The very first prospect, I mean. Don't just try to rush and get the hell out of here. Because you want to essentially be in this tech tree. You know, tier 3 is okay because if you can get tier 3, which is level 20. I know it sounds like a lot, but you do level up quick in this game. I mean, then you have access to pistols, shotguns, bolt action rifles at the very least to take on bears. The ultimate and the best is the hunting rifle, obviously, in tier 4. I can't believe it's all the way in tier 4. It requires a lot of stuff to get that. But that's the ultimate. And you're going to need it because there's bosses. There's all sorts of different stuff in this game that they throw at you. But the main thing is that you want to prevent the XP loss, because that's honestly the hugest thing in this solo game. Like when you're playing solo is to lose that XP. You're screwed. Because imagine right now, look at my XP. See how I'm level 2 and I'm almost level 3? Like I have like a sliver to go to be level 3. Well, guess what? If I died right now, that all goes red. And I have to gain all of that back. It's harsh. It's like Dark Souls level shit. Even when you find your body, you're still not getting your XP back. You have to earn that all over again. It's like it's like you did nothing. And when you're on these, I'm telling you, when you're on these higher missions later on, you'll just start getting so mad. Okay, the next thing we really got to work on here is food. Yes, actually I can just eat these pumpkins. But more so a bedroll. You need a bedroll in this game because when you die, if you die, we're gonna consume those. Consume that. If you die in this game, you respawn in a random location if you don't have your bedroll on. And now watch this, guys. I'm going stealth. Oh, the rabbit, he already saw me. Terrible stealth play. And the way you make a bedroll... Well, first we have to research it, so that'll be next on our list for sure. So yeah, as you can see, we got to make the campfire, then the bedroll. So that'll be next on the list to do. You need a bedroll because when nighttime comes, you can sleep and pass the time onto the next day. And also when it's also like your spawn, you can set your spawn point there. So if you die, you just wake up at your bedroll, kind of like Rust style. The other thing in this game, guys, is you can see up the top there. I forgot to mention this earlier on, but kind of a crucial thing is that this game has a mission timer in it. So you see at the top there, it has a 0623-3. That's real-time days. That's not in-game days or in-game hours. That's 6 real-time days. If you don't complete your mission in those 6 real-time days as you take it on, you'll just fail your mission. It's a strange design choice, but this is the way they're going, so okay. You'll just fail your mission. And on the later missions, like the tutorial ones, you'll be okay because they have insurance on you, so you'll save your character. But on the later missions, your character's just going to be wiped. So if you know, let's say you're getting on a mission, the timer is 3 days. If it takes you 4 days, you're done. Your character's deleted, gone. So keep in mind these mission timers as you're doing missions. There's a couple wolves over there. Now look, I'm going stealth. I'm going to show you. Hopefully I can get a shot in here. Play that bonus. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So you see there. Oh, and we leveled up too. You see there how important that stealth damage bonus is, because that's just a one shot. I never get sick of that camera, by the way. I literally never get sick of it. When the slow motion zoom in. So same thing, go up to him, carve him. Need a lot of leather and fur to make a bedroll, I believe. Okay, now let's get away from him because shit's gonna get real over here. Okay, so open up the tech tree, campfire, bedroll. And then we have one more point. Let's see what we can do with that. Let's see. Let's get the wall, because that will really, this is what I'm gonna do. Thatch beam, thatch floor, and thatch wall. That's all you'll really, maybe a door later on, but all you'll really need to survive the early on crazy storms gonna be right here. The wall and the floor to make a quick, very fast, quick shelter. Okay, I just want to try my bow skills over here. It's always good to keep leveling up. Let's actually level up my talent. It's always good to just keep leveling up and just keep hunting basically everything you see. You may not have a use for the meat, but the bones and the fur and all that stuff, you'll definitely have a use for. I think I'm just going to keep on the stamina train here because it really does help early on. Okay, here we go. Get this guy. Oh, I missed. I was swimming. Oh, man, that thing just sunk like a stone. All right. See, I'm getting a little bit cold. My cold meter's going down. That only becomes important later when you're on the ice missions. There we go. Get that fish. You can just collect fish, take them. They're good eats. And as you're underwater, you'll remember that. Oh, there it is. You know, I'm filling up my water right now, and as you can see, we just ate those pumpkins earlier, so you really don't have to worry about the survival elements in this game. It's all about the animals. The weather sometimes, but not even really. If you have a good enough a wood kind of shelter, I mean, and then a repairing hammer, which hopefully I can show you guys that. That's all you really need. Okay. Let's get up here. Because, you know, as storms come in, they'll start breaking your... Whoa! What the hell? As storms come in, they'll start breaking your shelter. But, you can just easily repair it. So I'm going to actually, speaking of repairing, remember you hit tab, then you go in here, right-click, repair, right-click, repair. That easy. And before I forget, I'm actually going to make more... oh, stone. So I got to start mining some stone. I need some stone arrows here. Oh, a wolf. He hasn't seen me yet. They never end, guys. You see what I'm saying here? You have to always be ready. And if you're caught without arrows, oh my god, you're going to have a really bad time. So that's why I'm going to take this time to go ahead and make some more arrows. But the key to this level that I'm playing, or prospect I should say, the key to it, just level up. Don't stop leveling up. Don't stop gathering. Don't stop hunting. Just keep leveling up because... Here we go. Don't rush it. Don't rush this game at all. When you're playing this game, just don't rush any of these missions. And that's kind of why they give you like the 6 days, you know what I mean? They give you all this time so that you don't have to rush these missions. Alright, so we're just going for it here. And you know, as any survival game goes, as you level up, right? The crafting starts getting more complicated. Eventually, you start finding caves. I'm gonna hope to find a cave now. I will hope to find one, and we'll get into it if I do. But it looks like nighttime is coming, and you don't really want to play this game at nighttime. It's not worth it. You want to just sleep. The sleep doesn't actually affect this. Like I said, that mission timer there is real time, not in-game time. So you don't really have to worry about the sleep thing. I'm gonna go ahead and craft that. Another thing that you'll need to know is you'll need a lit campfire to sleep in. That you'll have to know. Sorry, you'll have to put the campfire like beside where you're sleeping. And it'll have to be active, which means you'll need like fuel in it in order to sleep. You can't sleep without a lit campfire beside you. Okay, here we go. Our first weather event. I'm excited. Now we can talk about weather. Oh, and it looks like we have our first cave, actually. Okay, so you know what? The cool thing about caves in this game... Oh, geez, I won't be able to see anything. I don't have a torch. I need a torch. I was going to say, the cool thing about caves in this game is they act as shelters. So when these storm events come, like this storm is coming, the cave acts as a shelter. But I'm not going to go in just yet. What I'm going to do is show you guys how to build a shelter. A very quick, easy shelter. I like super easy ones. I'll make it, you know, I'll make it bigger than it needs to be just for fun, but whatever. Actually, I'll show you the most easiest one that I'll do, right? 2 floors. You make 2 floors. Do that, and then you go over here to the walls. 4 walls. 2 floors, 4 walls. And that is all you need. As you can see, they're going into my quick slot bar here, and that's only because all this stuff is full. But if my, let's just say I'm going to destroy it. I don't need this stuff right now, so I'm going to get rid of this. If this stuff wasn't full, you could actually just, it would come in here, right? And then you have to actually drag it in here in order to use them. So there's no like building hammer. You have to actually drag the piece into your hand. Okay, so this is what I usually do, is I start with the floor, and we'll just slap that down anywhere. Right here. And then I like to get a wall going. Another wall. Another wall. And then here's what you do. If you want variations in your walls, you hold R down. And then you can see here, I got a lot of variations. So you hold R, and it brings up this screen, which, you know, you can have a window frame. You can have like a double window kind of situation if you have 2 walls back to back. And you can do a door frame. With the door frame, you can actually get a door and then throw that on there so you have like an openable door, which is, I just don't have that unlocked yet. So you see how I'm in my shelter. Obviously, there's no roof yet. So you see that storm exposure there, and it says no shelter. That's what will happen if the storm comes by. This is a pretty tame, you know, storm, to be honest, compared to what they throw at you later. It gets pretty wild. But all you have to do is make sure you're in here, look up, put that floor, put the thatched floor in your hand, which I'm doing. Look up. Boom, slap that in there. And now we have, now you see my storm exposure at the top is going down. What you want. All right. Now we're just surviving. Now I would say, you know, there's problems. When you go out in a storm, obviously you see how that storm exposure is up there, and then at the bottom left, oh, I can't see it. It's not show. Wait, here we go. Over to my inventory. You can see your status effects if you go to your inventory and then you go down here and hover over them. If you don't know what any of these things mean at the bottom left, so look at exposure to the storm slows you slightly, -20 movement speed. That's basically the only downside right now. You'll start losing health eventually when your storm exposure is like at its max. But for now, if you're not doing anything, the game throws, I will say, the game throws a lot of storms at you. And you can see at the top right, that's kind of like your time gauge of how long it's going to take before the storm is done. And a lot of times, honestly, you'll just be in the middle of doing something, and then you'll just have to sit and wait and do nothing in the storm. And it gets kind of like, dare I say, frustrating a little bit. So don't be afraid to get out in the storm and start working close to your shelter, or close to any shelter, really. Because you can go ahead and do that and not worry. Now, if I can find a stone, actually. If I can find a large stone. Here we go. Let's try this. Okay. Now, let's say you're in the middle of nowhere. A storm comes. You don't have materials. Whatever. As you can see here, look. Now we have this status effect. Medium exposure. So I'm moving slower. And now it actually affects your experience gain. So how about that? Let's get back in here. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever been out that long to even see that. So, wow. Learning something new. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in until this is done. But I'm going to show you guys how to make a shelter out of a stone. So here's your stone, right? I'm crouching down. And because when you hit blocks, it like opens up pathways like in the block, like voxels, like Minecraft style. Right, you just go in a little bit. Crouch in. And eventually you can, yeah, you see, there we go. Now it acts as if, you see, there we go. Gone. My thing is gone now. Beautiful. That easy. It's that easy. Okay, so let's get back in here. You know what? I have to complete that mission anyways. Where's my door? Wait, here we go. And let's just go ahead and throw the bedroll down now. Okay, so here we go. Bedroll down. Looks like it's 7 p.m. At night, so I'm probably gonna skip this. Let's get the fireplace. We have a fireplace, but I don't. Oh yeah, I do have the stones for it. This thing takes a lot of stones. Luckily, I have exactly the amount we need. Wow, that's nice. Let's craft that too. So we got the bed down. We got the fireplace. One thing you want to do: make sure you do this, or you'll be very disappointed. When you put your bed down, you see how there's press to enter bed, then there's hold to set spawn point. Hold down F. Make sure you do that. Make sure you set that as your spawn point, because if you die and you haven't done that, you're gonna, you know, as we've been saying, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay, so take the campfire, put it in your hands. I would not recommend putting a campfire in your location. Not this type of campfire, anyways. Anyways, and then there you go. Because it'll burn your house. It literally will burn your house down, okay? So, did that. Place the campfire down. Now you move up to the campfire. And you press F. Right? And now you see that we're in this, like, screen here. This confused me a lot when I first started, so I'm glad I get to explain this. And hopefully you guys will pick this up. So you can cook pumpkins. You can cook meat. You can cook fish. But this is what you do here. So I have lots of wood. I'm going to save that for probably building my house. I'm going to put some sticks in. Actually, I'll use the wood, whatever. Who cares? So you have to put fuel in the fire, right? So you grab the wood, drag it over here, throw that down, and now you can activate the fire. Like so. I'm parched. And now what you do is you take your fish, throw it in, take your meat, throw it in up here, this device inventory part. And it's as simple. Ooh, we got silica ore. I thought I was doing, oh, look at that. I'm mining silica. I thought I was mining stone. No wonder I don't have any damn stone. Okay, so yeah, you know what? We don't need the lilies. Okay. And as you can see, we're roasting the meat now. It just confused me when I first did this, because like I was like, where do I put the things? What's going on here? As it cooks the things, it'll put them like to the right side. So you see how we have cooked fish? You also get buffs as you cook these things. You see down there, steamed fish modifier for 600 seconds. You see that? 75 maximum health, plus 20 stamina regen. So cool stuff. Consume that fish. And then it leaves a little bit of charcoal as it burns onto, which you can, some recipes use that later. We got some cooked meat. Might as well eat that too. Anyways, now that we have the fire, we can go into the bed, and now it's nighttime. We can just hit F, and you will sleep. It always gives you that warning. You can only sleep between 6 and 7, but don't worry because you just slept, and now we wake up, and here we go. It kind of just like stops the fire. So if you think that you're gonna go to sleep and like wake up and like all your shit's done, it's not gonna happen that way, unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna place a cooked meat in my inventory. Might need that. I don't know. And we're just cooking stuff here. We're just living. We're just surviving. We are just surviving. So really, let's get. I want to get in that cave, but I do need a torch. So I'm gonna have to wait until we hit one more level. So how about let's get some trees down here. But really, I mean, as far as you want for a little shelter, this is all you really need. For like 99% of the time. If there's a windstorm, sometimes windstorms come, and if you're like if your base is faced in a different direction or you have like windows coming in, it won't like affect it. Like it won't act as shelter is what I'm trying to say. So you'll need to like cover that up. You need to make sure that you're like fully enclosed. Okay, so let's just start collecting some stuff, I guess. What I do need is stone because I got to make some more a lot more arrows. Bone arrows are great to get after. Once we get into the animal situation, once you start getting a lot of animals down, bone arrows, also bone knife, they're really great. So the key here is this is kind of like a safe environment. This whole first level that it gives you. Like, look, I can literally get in. You see how everything is done now? So in my past life, I would have just headed right back into that ship. If you hit M, by the way, it opens up your map. You can see kind of where you are. You see here, I would have just head right back there. Wow, great, we're done. And guess what? You have not leveled up. You're going to go to the next mission. There's going to be that part. Actually, you can see that video. If I remember to do, I will put that video in this video so you can see that where there's the bears. And they're just going to destroy you. It's going to be insane. So don't do it. Use this as like your safety zone, relaxation, getting used to the game. Honestly, I'm doing this video not for, let's see what we're at right now. Whoa, we're at like 45 minutes. Holy moly. I think I might have to wrap it up. We're going to go in this cave first, actually. I won't keep you too long. But basically, I think I have taught you. I mean, there's so much. This is the most beginner thing. I wanted to just make this video. I mean, I'm not explaining a million of the systems. You know, eventually you get into the tech tree, you get into the crafting benches and the wood stuff, and you can make cool stuff with all this. But I just wanted to show you guys the basics, and I wanted to kind of give you an overview on more of an approach to play this game, right? Like the approach to play it versus exactly what to do, if you know what I mean. And the approach is take every level very slow, every prospect, take slow, take your time. There's no rush. Because the second you start rushing this game, you're gonna come up against bears and polar bears and everything. And you're gonna get absolutely destroyed. So take your time. That is the true key to this game. Okay, let's get back in here real quick. Let's make some more, oops, arrows. 90, let's make 90. I'll never need another arrow again as long as I live. Gonna retop up my O2. It looks like I need some water too, so I'm gonna open up that map. It looks like there's water right in front of us. And then keep hunting, guys. Hunting is the greatest way, I think, to gain XP fast in this game. Yeah, you get a lot of XP. Kind of like, you know, the higher level the animal, the harder it is to kill, but also the more points and stuff you get for it. I mean, it's fairly obvious, I guess. Oh, it's back here. So just keep hunting stuff. Basically kill every single thing that you see. There's no reason not to, really. And keep an eye out for bears. We're going to go back into that cave in a minute here. Maybe I can find some more hunt out here. See what we can get into.
There's a lake down there. Go take a drink.
Yeah, so I mean, eventually you get into crafting benches, and then with the and then you get anvils, right? So your bases become more complicated. There we go. Your bases will become more complicated. Your crafting becomes more complicated. I mean, if you guys are actually still watching at this point and you feel like a semi-advanced, like a level 2 tutorial. Oh, I'm so sorry, baby deer. I'll definitely be down to do that. I just wanted to show you that don't rush this game or you're gonna have a really bad time with the bears. I hear wolves somewhere. Wolves can be very scary right off the bat if you're not used to them in this game. But the second you get used to the wolves, they pose literally zero threat. Oh, and my knife broke. So remember, just right click that. Oh, I don't have a stone. I don't have a single stone. That's weird. I thought I did. Oh, I made those arrows. That's right. I made 4,829 arrows. Okay, let's get a little stone. Let's get a little stone here. So I can repair these things. It only takes one stone to repair, which is nice. Okay, so repair. There we go. Another thing, when you're... Eventually you'll get bone arrows. Bone arrows, not bow and arrows. And to switch between types of weapons, you just hold R. It's the same kind of thing that you do when you're building, right? You just hold R, and then it allows you to bring up like a selection wheel. Okay, so water. Like I mentioned, water is probably the only thing in this game at the start that gives you kind of little trouble. And I'll just show you right now that you can actually drink it this way. You just hold drink, right? And like a lot of times you won't, you know, you won't really get sick. Sometimes you'll get sick though. That's the thing. The buddy just said it's clean, but we all know he's lying. Okay, so we should be hitting a level very soon, and there it is. There we go. Perfect. So you can see here, guys, when I ate that food and it gives you that stamina boost. So see how I have here, I'll go to my inventory. You see how I have these status effects. I have the fish one, steamed fish, and I have the cooked meat. And then look at that. It gives me 2 little chunks of health. So it's always good to be like eating that kind of stuff. Going into challenge, I'm just going to keep doing, you can do whatever you want, like we mentioned, but I am personally just going to do this. This is not bad to have. Reduced damage from animals. I'm just going to keep going on the stamina train. It just helps leveling up. It helps collecting stuff much better. Okay, back to the tech tree. I am going to do a wooden rag torch. There we go. We got 2 more points available, so it's not a bad idea to get a fire whacker once you get into your wooden buildings and you actually care about all the shit that's inside. I wouldn't worry about this until you really care about stuff. I also really wouldn't worry about the wood spear. I don't know. Tell me what you think, guys. Leave a comment if you prefer other things, but the wood spear for me just doesn't do it for me. Something good to have is this wood crate. Once you build up a base, you can start storing your stuff in there. And like I said, we don't need any of this thatch stuff right now. So I'm going to start building the cloth armor. I personally like the cloth armor because it just helps these early levels. Okay, yeah. So moving on. Now we have that torch. Let's craft that torch. Get into that cave that we found. And let the mayhem begin. Caves are great because that's where they contain the higher level ore and stuff, which you need to make like higher level. Wait, no, what's going here? Yeah, so you need the higher level ore to make like higher level gear, right? It's just basically like a second tier of crafting. You're not gonna need it this early, like I'm level 4, but it will help. You might as well. If I could recommend it, I would say stay here until you're level 10. Stay here until you are level 10, and then go and go do that second mission with the bears and stuff. If you have bone, if you can be level 10, right? You're gonna have bone. You're gonna have bone arrows, right? You'll have a bone arrow. You'll have you'll have you'll have lots of cloth armor. You can survive bear attacks, essentially. You'll have wood, right? You'll have a whole wood kind of shelter instead of my thatch. The thing is, right, with thatch, obviously, right, it's like the 3 little piggies, right? You can just blow that baby down, and it'll get destroyed in 2 seconds. You can repair this, guys. All you need to do, you have to research down here the wood repair hammer, and then as the storm's attacking and animals are attacking, whatever, you can just repair it by hitting it with the hammer. Okay, let's get into this cave. The way to look for caves is follow kind of the mountainsides. And you'll see these, I mean, very obvious openings. It might even look like this, but with like an actual, like covered up. It might actually look like that. And you can just take your pickaxe and just smash through it. Inside the cave, there's these worms. And as you can see also, you see this, we just picked up this new status effect. Underground, right? So we have minus 50 health regen, minus 25 water consumption, minus 33 stamina. So not ideal. And then you see as we keep going, I got cold. This will help you get, right? We got wet. You'll start getting pneumonia. It's not a good thing. So as you see here, this is some iron ore. What you can do, what I like to do, I mean, if we put it in the water, it's going to go out. But if you take your torch, right, and then you kind of find like a place, like here, let's say, and then you just tap Q and you'll drop it. Oh, and we got our first little worm thing. Ice worm, cave worm. I'll show you how to take those out. Take your arrow. It'll give you like a little music cue, right? And then see if you drop your torch, you can actually still kind of see. And these cave worms, they glow, so don't worry about it. You'll see them, right? So pull my arrow back. There it is right there. You want to hit it right where it's glowing. And it shoots something at you that stacks a poison effect. Basically, just hit and dodge and leave. Wait for it to shoot like right there, and then you have a little bit of time. And it's dead. Right? It'll disappear. You can't collect anything from them, unfortunately. But anyways, we have our... This is platinum. As you can see, you see my little mining icon there? It has 2 red things, and it's red. That means you can't mine this without higher tiered pickaxes. So with our little stone axe, not going to be able to mine that. But we can mine this copper, which I will. So yeah, so this stuff, as you can see up there, you see my XP gained. You see how much XP you gain when you start mining like the different things. So stone, you'll gain less for stone, right? Oxide, you don't really gain that much, but once you get into these things, you're mining, iron and copper. You'll start seeing the XP kind of get up there. Just really hard and really annoying sometimes without this torch. So that's why it's good to like locate a couple, right? And get onto it. Alright, so here we go, mining that iron ore. And basically you can just explore this cave. Right? Might be good to eat another cooked meat. Although I should have brought some fish to get a different buff, but that's alright. It's always good to have these buffs, these food buffs, because when you go into caves and stuff, it's kind of like balances out and you'll be kind of like to 0. Anyway, so you go over here, you pick up your torch, like so. Right? We can venture further in. And it's kind of the same thing. As soon as you see one of these bad boys appear, you just get out the bow and arrow. Oops, that's not the bow and arrow. And you just dodge these little bullets. Or whatever the hell they're shooting at you. Right? They kind of telegraph it. And you get massive 400 XP for each of these. Oh, see? There, I just got hit with one, as you can see. See what happens? Little poison stack. Now I got poison. It's only 15 seconds, so you don't really have to worry. And also, it doesn't really take that much damage, but kind of one of those things that if you, you know, if it stacks up on you, then it starts getting crazy. But I mean, anyways, guys, I think I told you all you need to know. As you can see, we're level 4 after, you know, quite a while actually, but went a little longer than I thought. Level 4, but we're in a good spot. We got the, you know, we're getting lots of ore, we're getting lots of stuff, so we're gonna be able to gear up to tier 2 fairly easily. Again, I would say that I would stay and play until at least level 10, like I mentioned. And then, like I said, once you get into that tech tree, right, what you want to really focus on is more damage. Things that have more damage, like a bone arrow, like a bone knife, for example. They're more damage than the stone knife and the stone arrow. So I would definitely focus on those. As you see, that's probably what I would get like my next level. And then, honestly, you gotta, you unlock the wood at 5. So wait until level 5 till you start getting the wood, which will be my next level. And then I would do the same thing. I would start slow with just a wood floor and then a wood wall. And then kind of as you need your needs, right? Then I would get a wood door for sure. And then other different stuff if you want a wood window or other various things like ladders and whatever. I would work on that. So don't worry about tier 2 yet. You'll get there. You'll get your crafting bench, and then you got to start making like steel stuff, and that's when all this ore will come in handy. So that's kind of why, you know, and you gain XP as you like are crafting stuff. So even crafting the higher tiered stuff, even though you don't get to keep it when you move on to the next mission or prospect, crafting the higher tiered stuff is always a good idea. And just crafting in general is a good idea for gaining XP. So there you go. We got our little shanty, got our little fire. You know, we got some cooked fish in here. Let's eat that, get that going. Got some cooked meat. We got the water. Eventually, right, you get into the tier 2. Once you get into tier 2, you make that crafting bench. And then you can make all the way over here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You can make this guy, the water skin. So this allows you, you know, you make a couple of these guys. They do leak, which kind of sucks, but you take a couple of those bad boys. And, you know, you'll have, like, portable water, essentially. And you just refill those by going back in the lake. Right? Tier 2, you get into the longbow. You get the flint arrow. You don't unlock tier 2 until level 10. So that's why I say stay here until you hit level 10. Keep screwing around. Keep collecting stuff. Keep crafting stuff. Keep hunting animals. Get the hang of the game. You know, make your wood bases. Unlock the wood stuff. Start making shelters. Explore this level if you want. Don't go too far. There's no point. And do not die, for the love of God. Please don't die, because it'll just reset. You know what? If I died right now, it wouldn't be that bad, because I'd only go like there, but try not to die. That's the goal of this game. And I think that's, I mean, I covered a lot in this video. I probably missed a ton of stuff, so if you guys need any more questions or whatever, let me know. I have a love-hate relationship with this game. I'll probably be making more videos with it. I'll probably be rage quitting it. All of those, all of the above. And if you guys like this video, please consider subscribing and giving a like. It really helps with my channel. And also, yeah, if you want to see anything, just let me know in the comments. And otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was entertaining as well as slightly informative. I know I was rambling a bit there, but thanks for watching, guys. Until the next one. See you later.